Welcome back to another episode of Rated Tape. How y'all doing today? We're going to jump right into it with Johnathan Abram playing inside the box. Man, he was going lights out. Big time win over the Baltimore Ravens Monday Night Football. He's going to be looking at a very good season if he continues to play like this inside the box. Dude is playing lights out. Can't wait to see what the upcoming weeks have in store for us. We know we got Baltimore here soon, and that's going to be a big challenge because in the difference of quarterbacks, one will air it out, one will throw it. And this past quarterback, Lamar Jackson, liked to run the ball a lot. So without further ado, let's go ahead and rate the tape. All right, so first thing I wanted to note is that last year, Johnathan Abram was actually rated the worst safety in the league. So he has a lot of room to improve, right? This is of course just based off PFF. Our defense wasn't great last year. It was kind of hard for him to really step up when everybody else around him. Not really because they weren't playing well, but because the system just wasn't right. So with that right there, I know that doesn't say who he really is, that grade, but at the same time, if his grade improves this year and he improves in how he plays, it just shows that he's making that difference. He's going up in performance, in production. These plays aren't going to be in any particular order. Now let's go back to the original and see what it looks like. Okay, now we can see he's lined up right there over, okay, it looks like twins on each side, and he's lined up right over that slot. We get the motion, he's looking. Boom. Drives right through the blocker, gets straight to the ball carrier, and makes the play. That's beautiful right there. That's beautiful right there. That dude didn't stand a chance. At the point of attack, he was aggressive. He got through the block. He comes up, makes a tackle, and that's like linebacker play right there. That's the kind of stuff you want to see out of Diablo. That's the kind of stuff we wanted to see out of Tanner Muse, that we got to see out of Javin White. The guys that we took that are safeties moving to linebacker, that's what we have to see. Johnathan Abram being a safety just showed that if you're aggressive at the point of attack, if you have straight line speed, if you're able to get up there, then for sure you'll be able to get through those blocks. Let's go ahead and to this next play. He's looking, check out the flats. He's there, makes another great tackle. That's what you want to do. Keep everything in front of you. Make sure they don't get any extra yards. Okay, you can see him at the right of the screen. He goes, he pursues. There it is. So let's look at it from that last angle one more time. It looks like we're just in our, what are we doing here? Okay, so we're in the nickel. You can see, oh, nope. So we're in our base defense. That was actually KJ Wright. And nothing too crazy, but he's keeping it in front of him. He settled down. This is what I liked the most about watching his tape, is that he seemed like he was composed. He had a lot of composure. He knew what to do. He was playing fast, and he was making plays. So those right there, 2 solo tackles out of John Abram on the sidelines. Here you get a little quarterback option right there. Let's go back because that only from this angle. So right here you can see he's barely even in the right. He's barely in the picture. Well, not even in the picture really, I should say. And the reason I wanted to put this one in here is because it shows his range. Shows his range, shows how the play develops, and he diagnoses it. And I'm going to go ahead and give you reference just on this whole play, right? So there he is right there to the right of your screen. The ball gets snapped. Now, I want you to watch the linebackers and what they do. This is a great play by the Ravens. Lamar Jackson knows how to read this. And you could even watch Miri. Okay? Now, watch what happens. Everybody, those 2 linebackers, so far you see Corey Littleton go straight to the gap. You see Denzel Perriman go straight for the running back. Even Trayvon Merrick at the bottom of your screen here is looking directly at the running back. Now, Johnathan Abram gets off his block to the right of your screen, which is, again, something that I'd like to see, and we're seeing it another time already. So go ahead and let it run. And there it is. Everybody recognizes the ball finally going in a different direction. But look at where Abram is. Look at where Denzel Perriman and Trayvon Merrick. Watch this closing speed. He's the first one to get there. Makes the tackle. makes Lamar Jackson dive straight to the ground because you're not going to take a Johnathan Abram hit. You're just not. He saw him coming. He knew what the deal was. And he said, I got to get down to the ground. But let's go over just one more time because I really do like this play. It shows range. This is range right here. Finally, he's playing inside the box. And watch this. Here he goes. No, you're not going to block me. I'm going to diagnose it. I'm going to close with speed, good angle, and there I am. And think about it. He was on the backside of that play. He was on the backside of that play. So beautiful, beautiful diagnosis. Here's a good play right here. And Mirig right there, you can see Mirig is obviously flying around. The moment Lamar Jackson lets us go, Mirig is ready. He's flying, he's flying. Yo, Lamar almost fits that one in. But with Abram and Mirig, these two are headhunting. Mirig almost, look at the irony. Mirig almost takes out Abram. Usually Abram is the one with friendly fire. And Abram, what does he do right afterwards? He pops right up. Nope, not out here. Not here. So let's go back and watch that one more time. You see Abram to the right of your screen, barely inside the picture. But you can see him. Looks like basically we're just in that cover 3. Abram looking, he reads it, picks it up. Barely a window to fit that in. And if any quarterback is able to, only a few can. So right here, let's slow it down. What do we got? Looks like we're getting some movement. Linebackers moving. Abrams dropping back. Looks like we're going to a 2 deep. And bow. Look at that play right there. Look at how everything transpired. See how everybody switched. You get the motion. Let's go back. Let's go back to this angle. So initially you're getting a motion. And with that, you're getting a lot of movement amongst the defense. And it looks like that's Levitt. So let's go back to the other angle so we can see what's going on. Let's go back to the other angle real quick. So that is Levitt. So it looks like we only have one linebacker on the field. Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, I didn't realize that. We only have one linebacker on the field. And it's Nick Kwiatkowski. And all the linebackers we could have on the field, Gus Bradley on this particular play wanted Nick Kwiatkowski out there. That's interesting right there. That's interesting. Not KJ Wright, not Denzel Perriman. You know, and what makes me wonder, is that because of his pass coverage abilities? Is because he can play the run better? Because there's more DBs, he wants a better run defender? But even then, Denzel Perriman is a good run defender. I wonder how Gus Bradley rotates the linebackers and what he likes Nick Kwiatkowski to play in, like what position or what situations, what scenarios, what packages, right? It's just interesting. I just noticed this watching this right now. But you see right here, you got Hobbs, you got Abram there, you got Levitt, you got Merrick at the top. And mind you, Abram just came from the right side after that motion. He moved all the way to the left, and watch what he does. He drops out of it. Here he drops out of it. He reads this before anybody else. Before Merrick read it, Nick Kwiatkowski's looking the other direction. Hobbs is standing there trying to pick it up, processing it still. Abram is already in pursuit at this point, right? There he is right there, already in pursuit, goes up, pops the ball out with his hand. To me, that was a fumble. It was not just an incomplete pass, but it was a fumble in my opinion. Let's watch it again from this angle. You see he's right there at the 40. He's dropping back. Look at this point. He is up about the 47-yard line. And look at the closing distance. The ball is already out. He's about 7 yards deep. Comes up, pops him, and the ball comes out. That was a huge play. Very, very big play by Johnathan Abram right there. That was one of the biggest plays of the game, and I think it hasn't really gone overlooked because I know people have talked about it, but it was probably just the biggest play of the game because if they get that first down, it would have been a tough one. Here was another one I just wanted to show. Again, he's dropping back, right? And I believe this was the very next play, so this is sequenced. Here he makes a huge play. He was moving around, right? And here you'll see he's moving around again. You see he's moving around again. Boom. You see him? He was right there inside it looks like kind of like a double like that A-gap look. Can't really tell from this angle. But you can see he's on the line. He's on the line. Now watch. Drops all the way back 20 yards deep, 30 yards deep, ends up being a sack. The movement, the scheme, Gus Bradley drew this up very nice, but at the same time, he's showing that Johnathan Abram is a good player if you just put him in the right spot. Put him in the right spot, and it shows a lot. That was just a good play in general. Let's just go over the play. Although it's not too much about Johnathan Abram, but let's just look at it. You got John Abram lined up right there. It looks kind of like more like he's in the B gap. Um, you got Carl Nassib inside as well. You only have three linemen in a stance, and you'll catch Abram back out. You'll see Carl Nassib go to the outside, and then Hobbs will come into the frame just shortly, and there it is right there. It's a blitz, but at the same time, you got to think you're only rushing five, so technically you're only blitzing one player, and that would be Hobbs. You're only blitzing one guy, and that's Hobbs. So that was a heck of a play, heck of a drawn up play by Gus Bradley. Beautiful, beautiful play. I'm I'm impressed with what Johnathan Abram has done. One thing I will say before I go is that I think he just needs to continue to work on his coverage when it comes to downfield, playing receivers downfield. I feel like he was chasing a lot. Lamar didn't hit his receivers in this instance, but when you play a guy like Big Ben, who's not afraid to air it out, who knows how to read coverages, who will throw it in tight spaces, we just got to be careful for that. And that's one thing I do want to look out for Johnathan Abram before we get ahead of ourselves with him. I want to make sure we see a little bit more film. Give it at least a few weeks, and just to see that consistency. We heard that from Mike Mayock himself. He wants to see consistency out of Johnathan Abram. Stay calm, stay level-headed, and just show that he's comfortable in the system and that he's not being sporadic. But in this game, we can say that he was calm, he was collective, he wasn't all over the place, and he played very well. So if this is your first time stopping in, appreciate you stopping in. Hit the sub if you want. If you want to see more videos just like this, hit the like button if you can. Really appreciate it. It goes a long way. As you already know, until next time, ready to tape.